And then for My Rock Online, for the virtual program, we have 160 right now virtual. So that's supposed to be semester to semester. That's 35 middle school students, about 125 high school age students, whether they're enrolled in the academy or enrolled at Rockcastle County High School. So we take both sets of students. It's about the fourth year that we've done this. Um, each year we kind of tweak the requirements and stuff on getting into the online program. We kind of the last couple years we've kind of told them like you have a 14-day window to make sure that you know that you can do this. Um, one girl came to us this semester and she said, I want to do this because I'm going to take some college classes, I'm going to take some online classes. So I want to know myself if I'm prepared for college next year. And Mr. Anderson thought, okay, yeah, we'll take it. I mean, that's her reasoning. So she didn't have any reason about anxiety at school or anything. She was just trying to set herself up for what she was going to do in the future. Um, but after that 2 week trial period, if they're not successful, we'll send them back to the high school or send them back to the middle school. Now this semester, I mean, it was real tricky because of the weather and snow and NTI days. I mean, so that 2 week period was kind of wishful.
You wish it went to March 1st.
Yeah, yeah, March 1st for sure. So students that are online, they come in once a week, at least once a week for a couple hours. They do a Google Meet, individual Google Meet with Mr. Hendrickson, Mr. Sean, or Mr. Harris, and then they do a group Google Meet. And those Google Meets they do 15, 30 minutes, could be long, but they can do as many Google Meets as they want to do throughout the week. Um, Parents ask us all the time, well, how do I know what they're doing? We don't update Infinite Campus as much as teachers at the high school or middle school do because for Edgenuity, their grades are updating by the second. So we just tell parents the best, grab their Chromebook and you look at their Chromebook. And if you see red, it's bad. If you see blue or green, it's good. So, I mean, you tell them, grab their Chromebook. I mean, that's the easiest way to, and then they might see some other stuff on the Chromebook too that maybe shouldn't be on there. And then we'll know that also.
Y'all did mail out too this
Yep.
year, all the.
Yeah, we mailed out progress reports at the semester break. And then of course, once they started receiving them, Mr. Hendrickson, he had about 100 texts. What? Am I behind? Well, no, we sent that out a couple weeks ago, so you're fine. But they did receive those. Also, for My Rock Online, we have 7 students that have completed all their credits for graduation. So that's like 13 total that have already completed. And like I said, some of them have been completed, quite a while. I don't Miss Mahavis, she's here behind me. A couple of weeks ago, she came over to meet with seniors to fill out FAFSA college applications. The first day she came, maybe saw a few kids, but we kept on, kept up. The next day she came, I think you were full about, I mean, like the whole entire day. Those seniors were, she's really there? Yeah, she's really here. She's going to be here all day. So they did. They start rolling in. One's scheduled with her next week. He's going to come back in. He wants to be heavy machine operator, wants to go to Somerset, take some classes. So she's going to come over and help him. We appreciate her coming over there and helping us. When those online students come in, if they have any related services, they get those when they come, to the academy. And like I said, with FAFSA, college admissions, anything else, we're willing to reach out and help them. But I mean, this year, I think the students have done a little bit better job, keeping up with their work. I know we got Mr. Cash, Coach Cash. We always threaten them with him that he's going to call or he's going to come visit them or something. If they don't do their work, they get behind. Of course, he can talk to anybody, so they don't want to hear him. And then, sometimes students they get a little bit behind. So I threaten them with Mr. Redford and Mr. Hendrickson threatens them with me. And then I always say, well, Mr. Hendrickson, you tell them if they do this for you, then you'll talk to me and you'll smooth it over. And then I'm like, well, if you'll do it for me, then I'll talk to Mr. Redford and then I'll smooth it over.
Tell them all your secrets.
Yeah. So Mr. Redford, he's really good about letting us, letting us work with these kids. And I mean, they will. They'll do about anything, for us that we ask. So, but we gotta trick them sometimes. I mean, that's what it takes, though. But tonight, though, I brought a couple students that want to kind of share a little bit about their story of why they went online and what it's done for them and how they work through the online program. First is Summer Carroll, and then Miss Lila Holt will be up after Summer.
Hi, my name is Summer Carroll. I'm a junior in My Rock online program. I'm thankful to be able to speak to you guys tonight about the MRO program. It has been very helpful to me in my education. I've been the MRO program since February of last year. Before being in MRO, sorry, that's a tongue twister. I was behind it for like beyond my for reasons beyond my control due to my medical condition. I have to see doctors in Lexington, and there's a lot of doctor's appointments, and it would be hard for me to go to in-person school. So being in the MRO was allowed me to be able to catch up and do my work. I was able to complete my 9th and 10th grade classwork within a year and a half in summer, or half a school year in summer break. Sorry about that. MRO is more than just a program. Mr. Hendrickson and Mr. McClure and the rest of the staff at the academy have encouraged me to go beyond my MRO classwork and enroll in dual credit class with Somerset Community College. Anytime I've needed help with the concept, Mr. Hendrickson has been quick to help me, and the staff also. MRO has allowed me to improve my health, and I'm thankful to say because of it, I will be able to attend my senior year in person. I know that the time management skills I've learned in MRO has made me a better student and will serve not only in my senior year, but when I go to college. I hope that my experience gives you an idea of how useful the MRO program is for the students like me. Having this option allows students who have medical issues like myself to catch up and prepare for the future at the same time. Thank you, guys.
I'm gonna say this about Summer. She was on the beach. Well, they were on the beach, and she was in her room trying to get her hours in that day. So Mr. Hendrickson's like, "We'll turn your computer off if you don't go down to the beach and enjoy the beach a little bit," and because she works ahead. I mean, you don't have to worry about her getting back.
Hello, Dr. Ballinger, board members, and guests. I'm Lila Holt, and I've joined you this evening as a representative from My Rock Online. I'm one of about 160 MRO students. Just like the regular in-person school population, there's a spectrum of all types of students. All of them have their own stories, but I'd like to share a little bit about my own experience as a Rockcastle County high school student and the time I've spent learning online. So going into high school, I had always loved school. I left 8th grade as Miss RCMS, Miss School Spirit. I was involved in many clubs and sports and already a varsity athlete. I was ready for RCHS and had every intention of making it a success. However, from the very first day, I was uncomfortable. I never could find my place socially. I couldn't relax. I made excellent grades, but I had awful anxiety about my classes, assignments, and interactions with majorities of my teachers. About that time, I also began struggling with my emotional health. Unfortunately, the beginning of dealing with an adult stalker from my community and my mom's cancer exacerbated my anxiety and emotional health struggles, and I spiraled during 9th and 10th grade. When I was at school, the last thing on my mind was school. I was unsettled and easy in the classroom and on my sports teams, and I felt like no one understood. My junior year, I applied for My Rock Online. I tried to stay connected to the high school by continuing in CTE classes at the vocational school. I even tried a new sport, varsity cheer, but I was still miserable when I was in the high school setting. It just wasn't working. So this year, my senior year, I applied for My Rock Online and worked 100% online. The online setting has turned out to be the best option for me. I do a hybrid schedule of working at home and working in the MRO classroom. This schedule allows me to work independently from home on my classes, including AP classes and college classes, participate in my weekly therapy sessions, work at my job at Rockcastle Hospital, and focus on my wellness by doing things I enjoy, like investing time in teaching children at my church. Then I also get to spend time with my teacher, Mr. Hendrickson, whenever I need help with my classes or just extra support. Mr. Hendrickson has really taken the time to get to know me listened to me, built me up, counseled me, and helped me plan for my future. Also, it has been a huge blessing in my life to see how he treats the other MRO students as he works with them on Google Meets or in person. He sees each one of us as an individual and finds a way to connect with all of them. Each of you would be proud if you could see it. Mr. Hendrickson and the other MRO staff, Coach Cash and Mr. Dusty, have shown me the love and acceptance I really needed. Because of them, I was able to find a place to belong. My story has a happy ending. It's because of My Rock Online. Please continue supporting this program. Please make sure it has the resources it needs and the right staff in place to help students. I would like to say a personal thank you to every person who has worked to make online learning possible for students like me in Rockcastle County Schools. Thank you.
Do you have any questions, me or students or?
Oh, love it. Yeah. She spoke to my heart. I'm sorry. This doesn't the same way. And I wish I could say more without crying, but that's me. So, thank you.
Thank you.
And they have a student, because I have to go, too. So you have a 48-year-old student, too. My son don't go by himself.
Well, I hope you're learning, are you?
I learn a lot
Learning
about
and
the
teaching.
school. Yeah. They tolerate me really well. Yeah.
You're welcome anytime. And anybody else come over anytime.
I would just like to say, your students, every time you come up here, they're so impressive. And,
Yes. It's a blessing.
It's truly a blessing, but I really feel like, I think that you have the perfect staff in that building to help you. And, and I think one of the things that I identified with, is that, it's so personal. And, the only way you can touch someone's life is if you build a relationship with that person. And I think that is what you all are doing. You're building relationships and you're changing lives. And, there's not enough thanks from this board that we can ever express to what your staff is doing over there. I mean, there's no words for that. And,
If you've not been there, you need to go. Be a student for an hour with them. It's great.
As traumatic as COVID was, if that hadn't have happened, we wouldn't have had results like this.
Might get some good food too.
Absolutely. We don't miss the cooking there.
They're wonderful. Tell them to calm down. They're wonderful.
It took something tragic for great things like this to happen.
And we appreciate, and all 160 are, I mean, they have a different story and,
Yep.
you know, I mean, you gotta talk to them and like I said, Mr. Henderson, he'll take them to, you know, get signed up for college classes. Or a boy came in the other day and he made him a friend over at Somerset. Don't know his name, but it's too late in the semester to ask him his name, he said, so he just keep going with, he's his friend and, but it's this boy that, you know, I mean, he loved My Rock Online and, you know, we asked him about, would you have finished at the high school? He said he'd have finished because he works hard and, you know, and he does what he's supposed to do. But now he's going on campus so many days a week. Is it 3 days a week? 3 days a week on campus at Somerset and taking his classes over there. And, you know, it's for him now. So
can I ask you one question? What does testing look like?
well, today.
Okay, that's
So
last week.
we have about 30 juniors that had taken ACT. I think all but 4 of them showed up today. Miss Casey, we had a little girl. She's never been in Rockcastle County High School. She came from a different county, real nervous and stuff. So we called her a couple weeks ago and said, this little girl's going to come and test with you on March 11th. Will you come over here and meet her before then? And then she was testing with her today, and she said, Miss Casey thought she was comfortable going in there. So the high school test ACT. Now, when it comes to end of the year testing, divide and conquer. And now the 6th grade's in our building, so we have less space to test, but we will schedule. We'll test them all, 160. Well, not all 60, because 160, because freshmen and seniors won't test, so that knocks a few out. But
Well, thank you. Thank you. Please tell all your staff thank you.
Thank you.
And if they ever get discouraged, just let one of these young ladies go in and talk to
Heck
them.
yeah.
And I mean,
You all are wonderful public speakers. You
They
did a
did
wonderful
a
job.
great job.
Lala and Summer, you just make us very, very proud. And we appreciate it. It takes a lot to come and speak in front of the Board of Education and share your story. That takes a lot of courage and resiliency, and we're really, really proud of both of you and can't wait to see what you do next. And to the parents, Miss Betty, Jerry, thank you all for being committed. We appreciate you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Be hard to top that.
Yeah, Casey.
Casey, I'm sorry, honey.
Yeah, I'll be glad.
Yeah.
Sorry, Markley. I didn't prepare a speech for them. Well, I said, just come up here and